for another quick lesson, this time on comparative and superlative adjectives. I'm going to use two adjectives, good and bad, and we're gonna give it a try at some examples at an intermediate level, kind of. All right, so well, here we go. Let's give it a try. Just to start with, as you can see here, we are gonna be talking about good and bad, and we're gonna start with good. We'll have some examples of how to use the good form. So we have a good book, or did you have a good time at the party, or the weather has been really good lately, or it's so good to see you after all this time, right? So using these kind of examples with good. Now we have the comparative form. Now in this case, the better form of the word, and then we have he stood near the front to get a better view, or relations between the two countries have never been better, or it's much better to have a small cozy room than a big cold one, or the book was better than I expected. So these are some examples using better as the comparative form. And then the superlative form, best, we have examples such as this is the best meal I've ever had, or he's one of our best students, or are you sure this is the best way of doing it, or what's the best way to get to their house. These are then some examples with the superlative form, best. Then we have bad, worse, and worst, which is adjective, comparative form, and then superlative form. Then we have our vacation was spoiled by bad weather. We've just had some very bad news. Watch out, he's in a bad mood. Or the company has been getting a lot of bad publicity recently. Some examples with the bad form of the word. Then we have the conditions they're living in are worse than we thought. Or if the rain gets any worse, we'll have to go back. Or his manners are even worse than his sister's. Or the heat is much worse in the daytime. Some examples actually using the comparative form. Then we have the superlative form here, which is worst, and then you have examples such as the government's economic policies have led us into the worst recession for years, or we had no food or light, but worst of all, we had no water, or the worst affected areas are without power. So you got to remember then that the comparative and superlative forms of these words are then better for good. I mean, you got good, better, best, and then you have bad, worse, and worst, which are the forms. Well, at an intermediate level, you're supposed to know all these. So these were just a few examples on how to use all these verbs. All right. So well, I hope you like this lesson. I hope you enjoyed these examples, and and I hope to see you next time. Well, see ya.